Hello there, wonderful people. How are you all doing? Hope you're all good. I'm great. Now, let's get back to Morgansfort. Last time, I managed to get back, but I sat down rewatching the recording earlier, and I realised that I'd forgotten to take into account the increase in weight on how far the characters would move. So, I had them move 90 foot, when really I should have had them moving at 30 foot per turn. So, what we're going to do is we're going to rewind our clock a little bit and get out of the dungeon the right way, right, as opposed to a cheating way. So, have I got the map? Yeah, I've got the map there. Let's get this map out so that we can do this properly. So, now, I believe that the kobolds weren't going to wake up for 6 turns, right? And we'd already moved for 3 turns and not encountered anything unpleasant. So that, we also need out of here. Oh, isn't it great now I got this little folder with everything in it? I could still be better prepared, and of course I started early, but hey, that's my prerogative. Right, so, let's get this out. Okay. So, and the characters. So we're only moving 30 foot now, and in combat, the heavily loaded people with the gold, so most notably the people wearing the plate, so that really only affects Kalala, and Kalala's carrying a bag of silver pieces, so that takes them from about 700 load for being in plate armor carrying a shield to over 1400, I think. 7 plus 6, 1300, right? So at 1300, we're moving at, let's just have a quick look in the little book. 1300 is, 30 feet out of combat per turn. Remember, a turn is 10 minutes. So we seem to have missed out 2 turns on the turn tracker, so let's put those back in. We did a wandering monster and this, if we assume that that's probably me not properly keeping track of my times, but we'll say that we're there, and that means that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're here in the middle of this room, and remember we've got to go around this trap as well. So our next move will take us 1, 2, 3, carefully trying to get past here. And that means a wandering monster check. So on a 1, there'll be a wandering monster. And this means that we're 4 turns away from there, which means 2 more turns and I'll start waking up. Right. Got some new dice. Again, due to the flooding, my housemate's been tidying up and he discovered a whole bunch of new and exciting dice. So here we go. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. There's nothing here. 1, 2, 3. We're here. Turn gone. We need to rest this turn and use torches. So all the wizards will fire up their next torches. Wizard. Wizardy wizard. Wizardy wizard. Cool. So that's some torches going. And and the wandering monster check. 5. Good. No wandering monster. So 1, 2, 3. Out. Right. So we do manage to get out, and we'll proceed with the end of the session the way that it happened before. So we get out of the dungeon. The raft is missing. We cut down some trees and use those trees to get across the water. cool. And we get back, and the guy's like, congratulations, you made it back. And I read some stuff in Morgansfort, kind of like in it, and it was dumb. So one of the dumb things it has is it's got a bank. It's dumb, no banks. It's not how the world functioned in kind of like pre-Renaissance world, right? And it had a 10% tax on found loot, ancient coin, they said. Which, whilst not stupid, the approach that they take for when you get the coin back is the clerk is supposed to stamp every coin that you don't kind of give in. So you give them the 10% and they stamp the rest of them, right, with a little stamp to say that the tax has been paid. And if you were saying that, I think I calculated it earlier, right? If this clerk was able to stamp consistently one coin every 10 seconds, right, they would have had to be like consistently stamping coins for something like 13 hours in order to stamp all the coins we got just in this first engagement, which is dumb. So that's dumb. So we're not doing that. So given we don't have a bank and we don't have this silly coin system, what you do and what you would do kind of if you had a large sum of money in this kind of feudal setting is we give it to the Lord, all of it, and the Lord gives us a writ saying that we've given him gold. Well, in this case, we've given him Illyrian pieces, and we've given him silver, and we've given him copper. And the writ will basically, be good times. But in order to do this, see, I've done some bits and pieces and moved some things around, which means that you now get to see the massive cable for my headphones. Yeah, Slime uses headphones. And when this falls on the floor, of course, my big rolly chair rolls over them. And I don't want to break my headphones, so I need to get some kind of cable ties so that I can cable tie up these and stick them underneath the desk. That's kind of what I need to do, but we're not going to be able to do that right now. So, we are where we are. Put those back over there. What was I moaning about? Morgansfort, banks, seeing the king. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go and see the king. Now, well, not the king, the lord, and probably in this case, because it's not a very large, it's a pretty large sum of money, right? This is another thing to bear in mind in these kind of feudal settings, is that a gold piece is foundationally useless, right? Normal people don't use gold pieces. They don't exist. They're not a thing that they engage with. So we're going to need to. This is another. You give it to the king, and then the king goes, "Hey, look, cool. This person gave me gold. Well, in this case, gave me a sum of an amount of stuff worth a certain amount of money." And then he rewards you with either a writ saying that this person is given me money, and we can you can sort them out, or because again you've got to remember everyone in this castle, right? Everyone inside of Morgansfort will be on some level directly. This isn't where like common normal people live, right? People don't live inside of a fort unless you're kind of a serf who is directly kind of related, or a tradesperson who is directly in the employ of the person that owns the fortress, right? So the Lord of Morgansfort kind of tells all these people are subservient to the Lord of Morgansfort, for better or for worse. If they don't, Maybe they'll take a few copper coins here and there, but really all their sustenance comes from the Lord, and everything they do goes back to the Lord, and that's how this kind of thing will function. And the few villagers dotted around will also contribute, and possibly, right, the Lord will, use coinage occasionally, but really, generally they'll be trading things that are created or produced in the surrounding areas, and kind of looking at where Morgansfort is. You're talking, apparently this is quite rich land, so you're talking an amount of crops, but they were saying that this gets flooded and they haven't really figured out how to operate in this area, so they're not very clever. Definitely not indigenous farmers. So almost certainly the primary resource here is wood, right? And also this fortress is probably being maintained. It's kind of maintained at a borderland region, so it's, other people are paying to keep this fort where it is. That's why it's being maintained. There's a reason for this fort to be here. The reason this fort is here is because it's supposed to keep the frontier secure, and so it does. And so it's almost certainly gaining most of its supplies, and as we know, it's gaining most of its supplies from cities further to the north. So anyway, we're going to go to the castle once we kind of arrive. The main fort, and we will meet their main clerk, right? I expect that we'll go there, we'll meet the clerk, and the clerk will see to it that all this is dealt with. This is what my expected scene looks like. We'll roll advantage, because that should generally be what happens in these situations. If you'll, particularly for this small amount of cash, you'll take it to the clerk. The clerk will go, this has been recognised, it's X amount of coinage. He can then take the coin. We'll probably keep some copper pieces, but he can then take the coinage, and we can go to anyone. Yes, here's our writ with the Lord, and this is how much we've got. Right. That way, it's up to the Lord to keep everything safe. And if the place gets burnt down, it doesn't matter if you've got money, because we can't cart it around anywhere. Right. Fives. So fives are Where's our little GM sheet? Here's one. So what are we using? Yes, because. Yes, because it's this is how it operates. It's not enough to get a title. It's not enough to become named rank. It's not enough to kind of gain any respect. It's not enough for, the Lord to come and see us. But it is enough for them to go, okay, right, here's your writ. Congratulations, you didn't die. I worked it all out at one point. So they all got experience points, was 233 experience points off the bat. And I didn't, for some reason I've not written down here, but let's note down, where should we put it? The other side? Yeah, let's stick it on the other side. Party treasury, right? Party writ. So we've given 17 gold pieces, 115 gold pieces, 125 gold pieces, 132 gold pieces. That's supposed to be a 5, isn't it? Goodness, I wish I was cleverer. So 17, 108, and 7, 9, 5. So 7, 8, 7 is 15, 22. Right? 2, 3, 12. Right? 1 to 7. 722 gold pieces worth of stuff. Right? And I reckon we'll keep. Because the other thing about this, of course, is that the king has the liquid funds, right? So the king can go off and buy supplies for the castle, not the king, the lord, and keep the castle functioning, and that'll kind of slosh around the noble economy, whilst we can do all the peasant-y craftspeople interactions. I mean, it'll operate slightly differently once we get to a city. But once we get to a city, we'd be like, here's, to a local lord or a family member to trade it back into cash. Right, 722 gold pieces. So we'll go with the lord. We'll probably keep like 2 gold pieces worth of cash. Well, we're saying that we're going to be doing. I think it should be, and the book says it's a silver piece for entry, but I'll say it's like a silver piece for the adventurers per day that they stay, and that kind of covers all of their costs. So we've got 8 adventurers, and we're going to be there for at least a day this first time around, so everyone can sleep, get their spells back, and then we can go back out. So, let's take 2. If we take 2 gold pieces, that'll give it. Or we want 3 gold pieces, right? So we can have 719 gold pieces in the treasury. 719 gold pieces in the treasury, and then we've got 3 gold pieces to hand, right? It's to hand. 3 gold pieces. So that's gonna be we'll give it 50 copper pieces. 50 copper pieces, and 25 silver pieces, right? 25 silver pieces. Spread amongst the party. And inside the fortress, there's a blacksmith who can fix our armor when it gets damaged, which isn't a problem this time because we didn't really get into a fight. But normally I'm going to come back, and when we get back, we'll have to get our armor fixed. And that'll cost like a D worth of silver, and it'll take a D4 worth of a D6 worth of silver maybe, and a D4 worth of time to repair the armor and weapons and whatnot for each character. Maybe a D6 for plate and a D4 for the chain. Right, so that's kind of constant churn of expenses. Now we'll need to replace some of our food. We've consumed 2. We get to eat in tonight. Do we think 4 is probably enough for another day's adventuring? Kind of, but I also wanted to do something else when we're talking to the clerk, right? Because we've got 719 gold pieces. What I'd like to do is I'd like to, we go to the clerk. We'd like to fund, a work party to build a rope bridge to the fort. And I reckon this will be accepted. And I think we've got charisma of... One of us got a charisma 14, so we'll do +1 to this roll. All right? And I think it's advantage as well because... why wouldn't they? 6. So yes. Yes, and... yes, and it doesn't cost a huge amount, right? So we'll say it's 10 gold pieces to get the rope bridge built, and it will take 1d4 turns. 2 days. So it's going to take us 2 days to get the bridge built, which is cool. So that means we can sit around the village for actually, yes, and it's only going to take 2 days. It's only going to cost 10 gold pieces. So 709 gold pieces. But we also we've got to help stand guard and make sure that the work party isn't eaten by kobolds or goblins or gnolls. So let's roll. So this will be 2 days out with the work party. So a work party can go back home. We can go back to the town. This has increased the number of silver pieces that we're going to have to spend. So it'll be 8 for the first night, 8 for the next, 8 for the next. So 8, 16, 34, 16, 24. Yeah. Is it? 8, 16, 24. Yeah, that's right. So it costs 24 silver pieces to do that. So leaves us with 4 silver pieces in hand. Cost us 10 in gold. But that's good. So I reckon by this point, so we best get rid of, so 1, 2, 3. Leaves us with 2 food left. So we've not eaten this, but you kind of remember that, the food goes bad. This isn't iron rations. This is normal rations. So we're kind of left at like the dog biscuits at this point. The kind of low quality bread, and there's probably all sorts of stuff going on with it. So I reckon we should get rid of that and replace it. Now, how much? I reckon in town, food's going to cost a number of silver pieces. Rations are going to cost us a few silver pieces, right? So let's see how many silver pieces it's going to cost us. 4 silver pieces per 7 days of rations, right? Where's my pen? There it is. My rubber. Let's rub these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll also rub out those torch chairs as well. So that's all good. We'll clear all that off. And also because we've been spending an extra day out, we can use a read magic spell to find out what that scroll was. And the scroll was, it's in here. Which page were you on? It was room 14, right? Room 14. Where's room 14? There it is. It was a scroll of knock. Okay, so we've got a scroll of knock, which is pretty useful, right? It means we can open up 1 door for free. Pretty good spell. So we don't need that bag of Electra. We don't need that bag of EPs. We don't need that bag. We don't need that bag. We don't need that bag. Okay. Right. And we don't need that bag. Okay. And we don't need that bag. Right. Excellent. I don't think I need that note either. What we do need to do, this knock scroll of knock. There we go. Found Dabby Doe. All right, yeah. And those cost us for a ration. 4 times 8, 16. 26. 2 times 8, 16. 32, right? Cool. So that's another 32 silver pieces. And they're happy to have it prepared. So it's kind of like military rations. So that's another 3 gold pieces gone, right? 706 gold pieces. Now, yeah, we've got a couple of days, right? So we'll first of all roll for the night's events. Is there a 1? There's not a 1. Okay, so the first night goes by, and let's pick a card. Name something you've been holding back from a group, hoping for an opportunity to tell them. Why have you waited? Okay. Well, that's interesting. What have we got going on with the characters? Let's have a quick look over here. Who has something to say first? So let's put these folks back into the order, right? So we've got wizardy folks back here. We've got thief persons normally out front. We've got Boudica, and we've got what's her name? Boudica and Katuko. No, we've got Kalala is out front, right? Because Kalala's got the plate armor. And the fighters at the back. No, we've got a fighter in the second rank, right? With a long arm. Okay, cool. Let's roll a 8-sided dice. There it is. 3. 1, 2, 3. Boudica. What do we know about Boudica already? Let's take a look. Boudica. There we go. Their past is a mystery. Well, I suppose we'll tell them that she knows nothing of her past, and she's waited this long because clearly she expects people will think she's a bit weird if she doesn't know anything about her past. So let's go here. Boudica. Oopsie daisy. See, I forgot to put down who that was. I thought I might have. Boudica tells the party. I can double check. I'll go back through the recording to figure out who said those. Boudica tells the party about her mysterious lack of past, right? So she just woke up one day in the wilds and had no memory, and of course the fighter, what's her name? Kalala laughs. He goes, "Oh yes, not the cleric even." Kalala laughs and goes, "Yes, I have often had that feeling." And at which point she needs to elaborate and go, "No. I mean, I don't remember anything about my past." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's mysterious." And then they're like, "Yes, very mysterious. Imagine if you were the child of a demon lord," kind of routine, right? Okay. So that's day 1. So day 2. Does anything happen? 4? No. Day 2 is good. And the next one. Who among your companions most like to give a makeover to? Trust to give a makeover, and why? Let's have a look. Number 8. Who's this? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the last wizard, I suppose. I can't remember. So this will be Schlander. So who among their companions would she most like to give a makeover to? Well, I reckon she'd most like to give a makeover to Matoke, the fighter, because he's got this kind of brutish red hair and he's kind of very unkept, right? And she'd love to give him a makeover. And who would she trust to give her a makeover? Well, let's just make sure that we make note. Tishlada would love to give Matoke a makeover. It's a funny concept for a group of people living in a feudal society. Who would she trust to give her a makeover? Who do we think's kind of cool? Should we say maybe if we look at our little models, right? Who do we think looks coolest? See, really, I think Slander's the coolest looking. But failing, we've got a collection of high quality skulls on there for Matey Boy, for our thief. Nice hat, I think you'll find. Very nice hat. But no, maybe we'll go for Lushiku. Lushiku's pretty cool. You can see that for some reason the paint doesn't catch on some of the spots. Using Army Painter's speed paint stuff. So she'd like Lushiku. I think I'm coming down with a cold that my housemate has. Feeling dizzy and hot. It's not a good sign, is it? Not a good sign. I might have to bail soon. Anyway, right, cool. So, she'd like Lushiku to do her makeover. Because they look cool, right? That's pretty clear. That's what we looked at. They look cool. Okay. And the bridge is built, right? There's no issues. We managed to keep the V group safe. And we go back into the dungeon. Now we've got a nice easy route into the dungeon as well, right? So where's our map gone? I should probably put this down. This down here is probably good for the dice, I reckon, because there's it's not in the way of anything. Put that dice back in there. Okay, we need the map and we need this. So first off, we can clear this off. Like so. So I've actually printed off a version of this after complaining to myself about printing half a page last time. I kind of looked at it and thought, actually, no, that's pretty good. So I'll probably use this, put this in the book, and use this. Let's start doing it now. So I didn't need to rub that out. So this will be Old Island Fort. And cool. We will be using this. Let me just cast this away over here somewhere. There it went. I should probably put a note on a post-it note to say, not that pen. This pen. To say, remember encumbrance. Remember encumbrance. Treasure. Also, I kind of sat down. I was sitting down and making some weather rules before, but now weather. So basically, you go 1 to 3. Expectation. 4 better. 5 worse. 6 much worse. Yeah, and particularly if we're fair about our assumption. That was something else I was going to show you. Right, so just before we go back into the dungeon, I printed out. I use the Greyhawk calendar. So Greyhawk calendar. We should note down these 2 days that we've spent building a bridge. That wrong one. Another one. Okay, cool. Let's note down that we have spent some time Right, yeah, cool. Made a bridge to Island Fort. Yeah, I mean, this on the 8th, we have re-entered the abandoned the Island Fort, right? And on the 3rd, we arrived at Morgansfort. So it's currently winter, so I kind of presume the weather is, as we go in, is just cold and unpleasant. 3, it is cold and unpleasant. So I think that's a perfectly sensible weather system for the time being. I was sat down trying to come up with a more advanced one, but then I decided that I was probably overthinking it because I do that. So let's just fold you in half. There we go. And let's get in here. Let's do it. Let's try not to die. There we go. So this time the question is, are they going to go? I think the same again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think something else to bear in mind is that there are angry kobolds going around. They definitely will attack on sight. I think the kobolds will, given the recent robbing of their stuff. And I reckon any patrol we meet will be have an extra 2 people, right? So plus 2 kobold patrols, plus 2 kobold patrols, and attack on sight. Okay, cool. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So we're going north again. And we're moving 9 squares. So 1, 2. This first one we've got to roll a monster check as well, right? So 6, no monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen. No, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we are going to listen, right? Let's be safe. X. So we'll listen. Nothing. Check for wandering monsters. Nothing. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll listen at this door, right? So listen at the door. Can't hear anything. So we open the door. And so this is the next move. Wandering monster. No wandering monsters. So 1, 2, 3. Listen at this door. Turn 3. Can't hear anything. This turn's done. Torches burn. Okay, so again, we're going to have... no, I think we'll have Nadala at the back, and I think... a thief is using a torch. No, a thief is using the thief's got a bullseye lantern. So, right, yeah. So the thief's got the bullseye lantern, has the bullseye lantern open, and that's where the lantern expires. So after 20 turns. 36, 18, 24. Fair enough. I'll believe this. Cool. So we rest before going into the next room. We didn't hear anything, so we open the... We didn't see anything. Did I roll for the monster? I think I did, but let's roll again. No monster. Okay, so we open the door. Into 10. What do we behold? We didn't hear anything. Let's see if now that we've opened it, we regret opening it. 10. That's not 10, that's 10. We see elaborately carved columns parade down the centre of this marble-paved hall. In the center of a room is a badly damaged stone statue, which appears to have originally depicted a man carrying a large spear with a point angled downwards. The upper parts of the statue have been smashed, and fragments of marble litter the floor nearby. At the base of the ruined statue is a large wooden chest. We'll check the chest. The chest is closed. But unlocked. So, because it's closed, well, for thingamajig, we'll check it for traps. Right? 1 to 3, we detect a trap. If there is a trap to detect. 4 to 6, we don't detect a trap. We detect a trap. And fortunately, we detect that there is a trap attached to this. So, they're going to attempt to disarm the trap. And now what I tend to use here are the monster turning tables for the skill. So it's going to be 2d6 against a level 1 spell, a level 1 trap. So it needs a 7 or more. Here's hoping. And a 12 will do it. So he disarms the trap. I'm saying they disarm the trap. Good job, Samba. But that will take a turn. So, and guess what that means? That means a wandering monster roll. So they're spending a turn disarming that trap, which means before we roll for encounter, we've probably moved more into kind of like more like a this kind of pattern, right? So, yeah. Lucky it wasn't a gas trap, or else things would have gone horribly wrong if we were organised like that. 2. No monsters. Okay, so we're good. As we open the chest, there's a sparkling of gold, of treasures. As the chest contains 698 silver pieces. Not silver pieces, copper pieces. 273 EP, a rhodochrosite, a sardonyx, and a tourmaline. Well, there you go. Who's going to carry what? Well, we'll take... Time to start filling those sacks again. Where's the character carrying stuff? First off, let's note down where on earth have I put it? There it is. Right, what did we get? We got 698 copper pieces. So 698 copper pieces and 273 EPs, a rhodo, a sardo, and a tourmaline, a torma, gems. So these are all gems. We'll have Kaku can take the Rhodo gem. Nasamba can take the Sardo gem. And Matoki can take the Torma gem. Torma gem. Right. And we're going to have a sack with 300 copper pieces in. Sack. 300 copper pieces. Sack. 398 copper pieces. And a sack with 256 EPs in it for Lashika. And is that everything in there? That's everything in there. That was useful. And yeah, the trap was connected to this giant spear in the chap's hands. So lucky we didn't get squished. Lucky we detected that, eh? And there was no wandering monster, and we were in this. But yeah, so we returned back to our normal marching orders. And so because we'll spend another turn in here doing the additional search, because you know how it is. There's 8 of us, so we're all 8 of us checking. Because I saw one earlier saying, +/- turn for each person who's checking. So I reckon it's pretty likely that we're going to find this. Yeah. If we're just using the table, right? So, yes, because there's a draft coming from it, right? So we find this wee room. Small room, thick with dust and cobwebs. There are several rotting cloth sacks in the corner. Opening them up, they spill copper and silver pieces onto the floor. We'll take the silver pieces, but we'll leave the copper pieces behind. And it takes us a turn to clean them up off the floor. So it spent a turn finding the place, which took us to there, and we've spent another turn searching the place. So now I reckon we've probably got 2 warriors on the outside, and the others are kind of like looking. 3, no monster. This is good. Now we're going to go back to our normal marching order. So, cleric at the back, them at the front, him in front of them, and them in front of them. Cassandra at the very front. Cool. Top of the Let's and because we've spread out the load, mostly the mages are carrying stuff. Fiddlesticks. We didn't write down that silver pile, did we? Come to me, Silver. Come on, Silver. Hi ho, Silver. Silver, 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 silver. Where did that room go? 11. 284 silver pieces. So someone's got a sack of 284 silver pieces. Yeah, we may as well go. So that's got 256 and 200 and what was it, 74 silver pieces in Lashiku's sack. But they don't have any armor, so they're still below 800. Cool. Let's move. And this is open. Okay. So let's just count that they're probably coming from here. 1, 2, there's a gap. So 1 to 3, 4 to 6. Well, I guess when we come here, we can just see in here because it's a torch and it goes 30 foot. So is there anything to see in 9? Do we think that's a 9? I reckon that's a 9. Anything to see in 9? Do. Oh, yes. 9. Okay. We see as we come around the corner, as the thief comes around the corner, with their bullseye light, the thief sees some goblins. Now let's roll to see. That's for goblins, that's us. Anyone surprised? Okay. Not surprised. But there's 4 goblins. Is it worth me getting some beasties out for this? Maybe. Let's get some beasties out for this. You know how exciting it is when we get our little figures. Let's go find some figures. 1 second. And we're back. Well, almost. Fully back now. Oh, my Dr. Pepper's gone a little bit warm. Let's have a little drink. It is a little bit warm, but, well, we'll live. We'll live. Uh-oh. Right. Goblins. 4 of them. Ah. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. That all went horribly wrong, didn't it? No, there we go. I think we're back. We're back in business. Oh, we got any goblins in here? I do have goblins in here. Cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a wizened old goblin. There's a goblin. There's a big goblin. Some goblins on some spiders. There's a little stabby goblin. And there's another goblin. Okay, cool. 4 goblins. This will be a big boss goblin. Let's get this out of the way. Go over here. Yeah, there you go. See? That's where it wants to be. We don't need the equipment. We do need to mark down that we've had this turn before we forget. And what does this room look like? It's kind of like coming around a corner. You come down here. So, this is kind of like a corner. I just dropped something on the floor. I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure I'll be upset about it. 1, 2. Goes down 6, so it goes down 3, so that's 6. It comes back 4, and then goes up to 4. Like that, right? Okay, so it's like that. It's like that, it is. And we've got big guy, couple of others, like so. And the party come around like this. Like that. That's what we're looking at. They get a reaction roll. I think we get a reaction roll unless they are immediately hostile goblins. The other party here. So yeah. So it says here, raiding kobold territory, but just as happy to kill humans and the like. So I'm going to say that, yeah, they're immediately hostile. However, whilst being immediately hostile, they're also not they're not stupid, and realise that they are outnumbered. Now, they're kind of in a sticky situation here, aren't they? Because they can't get away. Now, where is room 6? There. Okay. They don't know about that. Okay, cool. They are kind of trapped in here, unless they can unless they can kill him very quickly. So, where did my little dice rolling thing go? Here it is. And then, where did my monster tracking sheet go? There's always something missing, isn't it? There we go. Cool. You can't see it. It's off the bottom. Stick that over there for right now. Stick the party over here. And the bad guys go goblin. Goblins. So, oh, good, that stays open. Armor class 14. So if we're assuming that's from 10, if we turn it around, that gives them an armor class of 5. It's not too bad. Goblin. Armor class 5. Hit dice at 1, minus 1. Which means 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 on its tracker. And we've got a 3, a 7, a 2, and a 2. And we do 1d6 damage. And we're not using wounds. We're using hit points. You're behind me. Ta-da! Right. Let's see who goes first. Let's get a darker dice for the bad guys, because I like giving them a... There we go. Okay. Goblins get to go first. So the goblin's intention is to swamp the first guy and kill him. The party's intention is to block them in and not let them kill Cassandra. Right? That's pretty sound plan. I think they're pretty straightforward. Just double check the movement order. Let's double check. We always like to double check. So we go initiative, yeah, morale, not needed. Movement, anyone who wishes to move. Missile combat. Each side rolls a d6. Initiative. Oh, for ages I kept on doing these as alternating, but the way these read, they don't alternate. Monsters and NPC roll morale. Each side rolls a d6 to determine their initiative. Yeah, okay, right. So, yeah, fine. Moves. They're going to move around chap. So I did the fight wrong yesterday because I alternated. Whatever. No range, melee. So we all need the same to hit. And their armor class is 3. So to hit 3, they need 17s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 1 hit. Just d6 worth of damage. 2 points of damage. Cassandra has taken 2 points of damage, so they're down to 3 hit points. Okay. Party's turn. They are going to come in and get into this melee here. Faith is going to go back and use range. Wizards aren't going to move. Actually, wizards are going to get out of the way so that he could come in. But these are 10. These are 5 foot, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right? 25? Yeah, so these guys get in. I think they're going to hit this one, who's the boss. These 3 are going to hit this one, who's probably got the 3 hit points because they're closer. Okay, cool. Now their armor class of 5 for Boudica to hit them. No, ranged first. Range, Cassamba, melee, missile. So Cassamba, missile, 5. Needs an 11 or more to hit. I don't know what that is. Is that a 20? I think that might be a 20. Let me double check. Can I see a 1 on here? Yeah, there's a 1. So that's a 20. Okay, so they hit. Do a d6 worth of damage. You could roll inside of the thing. 2 points. Still 2 points of damage. And they were hitting this one. So if we decided that one's got 3 hit points, this one's only got 2 hit points. So this one's dead. Okay. Next, we have Boudica is going to hit this for... It's got an armor class of 5. Boudica needs a 11 to hit. And she does d6 plus 3 damage. 3. Well, as we said, it's got to land in here. 3, 6. So that's dead. This one can't. These two can't hit anything. Oh, hello. How are you doing, Watcher? Well, today we're going through Morgansfort a little bit. Well, we're doing a little bit of Morgansfort whilst being kind of sick. So, Morgansfort. This is a basic fantasy adventure, but I'm using some a bit of BECME / OSE. How are you doing? So yeah, they missed. So this guy's got an attack. This is that's our fighter. So that's Motoki. And they need a 11 plus to hit. They miss. Cool. So that's their combat done. Roll for initiative. Party goes first. So they're going to move in and basically crush face on these folks. So yeah, in they go. And we're not doing a ranged attack this time. Oh, we should mark off a missile for Katuku. Was it? No, Cassamba is our thief. So they use a missile. But yeah, the other three get to do their attacks. So let's do Motoki first. That's a hit. So they do a d6 plus 3 damage. That's 8 hit points. So that's... Guys, this one's only got 2 hit points anyway. This fight's been going pretty... This entire engagement, this dungeon's been going pretty well. But as you know, right, 1 second everything's going great. The next second you get a stream of bad rolls and everybody's dead. But we're feeling confident at the moment. Feeling confident. Smashing face, taking names. Next is Boudica is going to attack. She needs an 11. She misses. And then that's Katuku. Not Katuku, Kalala, who is one of our clerics. And they're going to smash face. Hopefully they need a 13 to hit. They miss. Okay. Goblins round go. I think they need to make a morale roll first off. 3. They make the morale roll. They're going to attack. They're going to attack the cleric. The cleric has armor class. Cleric's got armor class 2. So they need a big number. They need a really big number. To get through a 2, they need an 18. They get an 11. They don't get through. Next round. Monster goes first. Monster rolls morale. sticks around. Also, can't get out anywhere, right? So again, monster's going to attack Matoku, needs an 18 to hit, gets a 13, doesn't hit. And these three again are going to attack the beastie. So an 11 or more from him, misses. An 11 or more from her, misses. A, what was it, 13 or more from the cleric. Kalala needs a 13 or more. It's a miss. Oh, there we go. See what I mean? All gone to pot now. Right, next round, initiative. Oh no, the monster hasn't gone. Did the monster not go? I don't think the monster went last time. Monster gets to attack. With an 18, that's a hit. He goes first anyway, so it's an 18. It's a hit. Does 1d6 damage. It's 3 points of damage to 2 points of damage to Kalala, taking him down to 3 points of damage to Kalala, taking him down to 3 hit points. So I'm kind of using OSE Beck Me. So this one, hold on, let me grab a book. Yeah. So mostly the rule set is this. But using OSE, this Morgansfort is basic fantasy. So if you just search for basic fantasy Morgansfort, you can get it for free on their website. So yeah, it's cool. It's fine. I mean, it's definitely OSR vein, right? Yeah. Anyway, now players. Again, right. Let's see if we can get some decent rolls, eh? We need 11 or more. We miss. 13 or more. We miss. 11 or more. We hit. Oh, there we go. It's a start. D6. Oh, 9 points. Got him. No one's good at eating hits with their face, unfortunately. But fortunately, he didn't get hit too hard in the face. He got more of a wee slap in the face that time, right? He's doing okay. He's doing okay. For now. Unfortunately, the thief got a good kick in at the start as well. So our thief took some hits. But we have already found not a huge amount of gold. But we found some stuff. We're up, so I mean we don't need to really push our luck too much this run. We could go back now and be pretty all right for this engagement. But we're going to go further, right? We got to see. So we finished off this fight. Now, is there another fight immediately afterwards? 1 to 3. Yes, there's a random event because of all the noise. 4 to 6, no. That's a 2. There's a random wandering monster. A 6. What's for 6? The 6 is... what have we got? 6. The Sturges. Okay. 1d6 Sturges. 1. Phew. Well, that's good, isn't it, eh? 1 Sturge. I don't have a model for a Sturge. A Sturge comes around corner. Are we surprised? Who's surprised? Who's not surprised? I should probably start off further away. The Sturge is surprised. Okay, right. So Sturge is just going about, minding its own business. When some battle enraged party sees it, he goes, Sturge. Yeah, every table I know is mad, right? Right, so the Sturge is just going to get battered, hopefully, right? So we get a free attack on it. They were closest to the back, so they get in there first. What's a Sturge's armor class? So 13, 6, right? So their armor class is 6, so the fighter needs a 10 to hit. Boudica hits it. Right, how much damage? It's only got 2 hit points on it, so they do 6 hit points worth of damage. That Sturge is dead. But let me just add it to my tracker so I know that I killed it. So Sturge, they're a whole hit dice monster. There you go. That's the first whole hit dice monster I've had to deal with. So that's actually 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and it had 2 hit points. Cool. That's another nice thing about this book, right? So if you just like download it and print out the stuff, they've got all the hit pools on it, so you could just mark them down in the book. Yeah. And I bought this off of Amazon. So for this paperback, it cost me what, £4, $6. Not too bad. Yeah, man, she butchered it. She butchered it hard. It was not getting up after that. But again, let's see if something else is brought in. Looks like it. 2. So what's a 2? Maybe not that one, but I think it probably makes sense if. So earlier on, we raided this dungeon, and we robbed for kobolds, but didn't kill all the kobolds because the party was feeling generous. Sadly, that does mean that now there's a group of angry kobolds wandering around, giving us 6 kobolds. Do they come from behind or do they come from in front? That's the question. And they also know about this, but there's something going on there. So let's see if they come 1 to 3, 4 to 6, right? 4 to 6. So they're coming from behind. This is a nuisance, eh? Okay, so what does this room look like again? 3, and it kind of goes back over there. So, where's my pen gone? There it is. So, we got a bit like this, and then kind of goes back in this direction. And we've got kind of a statue in the middle there. And, oh dear, we've got a group of kobolds. Not many kobolds, but they are behind us, so that's not great. So let's go find some kobolds. And as we well know, I already have a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 kobolds. Very upset. Yes, exactly. Well, you know, we'd made them all fall asleep with some spells, and so they didn't feel like murdering them all in their sleep. Bad move, I think. As a GM, I was sat there going, you folks should probably kill all these dudes, but they didn't. So here we are. So they come through this door up here. Now, remembering that all monsters in the dungeon can see in the dark. So, and we've got torches. So they've come through the door. They're not surprised. We're around here. Wizards have got out of the way for this. Not looking like the best setup for the players here. Boudica's down here. Our best fighters are all down here. And the folks carrying all the gold are back here with a group of very upset kobolds who'd quite like all their money back. So let's see. What's the hit point pools here? For kobolds. All right. Okay, well, let's just roll then. D8 minus 1, right? Because they're... D8s. How many D8s have I got? 1? Should I just roll this 6 times? It might be faster than me looking for more D8s. D8s, funny dice. There we go. Well, we'll just roll these twice. So, oh, geez. 2 7s. So we've got 2 kobolds at a 7. 7, 7, 2. Okay. Exactly. The consequences have just turned up. Oh, my word. These are the tough kobolds. 4 sevens. This is not looking good. 4 sevens and a 4 and a 2. Okay, cool. Who goes first? I'm going to make an announcement, I feel. Who's got them? Use them if you got them. Nadala is gonna do a sleep. So this is Nadala. She's announcing that she's going to cast sleep. That's the announcement. So let's see who goes first. Where's my other D6 gone? Where's the pink D6 gone? It's run away. There it is. All right. Party, monsters. Monsters go first. Oh dear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I very rarely use D8s. Apart from in old school kind of D&D, where the hit dice is generally a D8 in like before AD&D. All right, so they're coming from back here a bit, but they're going to run kind of into combat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 30, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Wizard's going to have a bad day, probably. So to hit the wizards, let's see what I mean about, suddenly it all goes horribly wrong. So the wizards all have an armor class of 9. So they need 11s to hit, right? These two on her. Fingers crossed, one of them hits. What does it do? 2 points of damage. -1 because they're -1 creatures. So 1 point of damage. Okay, that's not terrible. 3. I don't do spell blurs because life's already hard enough as it is for a wizard. Well, no, I won't. I don't do spell misfires. Life's already hard enough. This one's going to attack her, so she is going to get smacked around again. Needs 11s. That's Schlander. Yeah, armor class 9, so 11s to hit. That's a hit. 5 points of damage. So Schlander is dead. Bye bye, Schlander. Right. They're gonna hit Lushiku. Well, she's down. If we run away, which I think we might run away, right? She might be unconscious, but they don't have time to worry about that. So they miss her. Okay, party acts. Movement. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. Thief's going to get in there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No, she can't move because she's casting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to run into combat, standing over Schlader's dead body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh dear. Right. Spell gets cast. Well, if I roll a 1 on this for spell misfires, doesn't misfire. Cool. 2d8 worth of hit dice sleeping. Oh, good. That's 9 points of sleeping hit dice. Bye bye. And we're asleep, so we kill them, right? We're not making that mistake again. Happy days. You gotta love sleep. Great spell. Just take. Well, yeah, pretty much. Now also, Schlander was carrying a whole bunch of stuff. What's Schlander got on her? 300 copper pieces, rations, food, some sacks, some garlic, some firewood. So not bothering tracking the encumbrance for noise. Just tracking gold and armor and shields. But so if we'd all run away, I'd have just killed them. Well, I might have had them alive, but because we have won the fight, thanks to the bold, brave casting of Nadala there, yeah. Thanks to the bold, brave casting of Nadala, we are good. But that does mean that our other sleep is gone as well. So, as much as I'm going, oh, we'll go deeper into the dungeon. Yeah, so I think the party is going to start to withdraw, to be frank, because we've lost a team member. Everyone's quite upset. That's 5 dead dudes. Dealing with this cold as well, so times are tough. This 6 all dead. Go away. Okay, now the question there is, did anyone hear that fight? No. Phew. Okay. The endless chain of combat has concluded. But that was 3 combats in a row, right? 1, 2, and we've already accounted for the 3rd. But let's just turn. We need to rest because we didn't rest. 3, so that's no wandering monster happens that turn. And we're going to withdraw. And we're going to have to look for a new wizard because I'm not coming back down here with only 7 players. With only 7 characters. So, here we go. Let's try and get out of here without getting killed. So the party order is going to remain the same. Thief out in front. Fighter. Cleric at the back. Cleric with the plate armor up front. Fighter with the pole arm up front. Boudica up front. And our 2 remaining wizards in the middle. Go on then. We're gonna 2 combats in the slot. Yeah, I mean the Sturge was kind of a funny one, but it did kind of pull the fighters further away from the wizards. So maybe it was a really cunning trap by the kobolds to kind of separate the forces. Right, that could have been what was going on there. You know, kobolds, clever little critters. So go on, then. We're going to carry the body back, which I think will kind of encumber our fighter. So we're only going to be moving 30 foot a turn. All right. So and these are 10-foot squares on this one. Come back here. Cool. So, right. 1, 2, 3 gets us back to there. And that's a turn. 1, 2, 3. Right. We're not checking the doors because we're pretty happy with them. Oh, that's an X on a wandering monster square. Monsters? No. Good. 1, 2, 3. Next, and then we're going to have to rest here and burn another torch. We're heading out, so I don't think we're going to have to worry about that, but also wandering monster check. Wandering monster. Number 1. I don't know what these are, but they don't sound very good. So 1 to 3, there's one of them. 4 to 6, there's 2 of them. So there's one of them. A giant Caecilia. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find out what these actually look like. I wonder if they're in this book. That's a question, isn't it? Monsters. A camel? No, they're not in here. I'm kind of presuming they're a kind of worm because they can, apparently once they're full size, they can eat someone in one go, which doesn't sound great. They're a 3 hit dice monster. Let's just note this down first, right? So, Caecilia is a 3 hit dice monster, meaning it can do bad stuff to us, right? No, not a cicada. No. Caecilia. Who knows? Doesn't sound good. Whatever it is. Oopsie daisy. What do we got? So, for a 3 hit dice monster, 3+, we're looking at, to hit armor class 0, 16. Right. So, this goes 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. What else does it do? Can't eat as in 1. It has 1 bite, damage 1d6, movement 20 foot, morale 9, 145 XP each. Armor class is 14, so that's 5. Well, yes, exactly. It happens all the time, right? Party just a moment ago we were like, oh, everything's going great. Now we've lost a mage, we've burnt our sleep spell, we're running into a giant beastie which is going to try and eat us, so that's a thing. Any of these look good for some kind of horrible beastie? Yeah, here we go. This looks like a horrible beastie. And this is a fight in a corridor as well, which is great fun. The question is, this way or this way? 1, 2, 3. So it comes through this door behind the party. So, matey boys at the back. A wizard and a thingy. And then this lot out in front. That's not good. Who gets to go first? The monster gets to go first. So the monster can move 20 foot. So we're kind of all the way through this. So the door opens and there's just a dude here for monster to try and eat. Dude's got chain and a shield. This is our other clerics. A Katuku. Katuku's armor class is 4. Let's see how she fares. So 4, the beastie to hit a 4 needs a 12 or above. That's a 4. Beastie misses. Okay, right. It's a 3 hit dice monster. So charm person won't work on it because it's an animal. It's there. Doors open. This is a corridor. So the movement is basically these 3 going to go there, and these 2 are going to... no, these 2 are going to join us because in a 10-foot corridor we could get 3 people side by side fighting. So they're going to go into the melee. How many hit points has this bugger got? 10 hit points. Okay, so it rolled pretty bad on its 3 hit dice, but that's cool. We can deal with 10 hit points. maybe. We'll see. We just spent 3 rounds trying to kill a goblin. So, you know, armor class 5. So Boudica can hit it on a 11 plus. And misses. The Kalala... No, Katuku can hit it on a 15 plus. Misses. And another 11 plus. 8. Misses. They all miss. Next turn. Party goes first. Okay. So, Thief is going to fire their short bow into a fight. So, Cassandra is going to go first and fire their short bow. They need a an 11 to hit. They hit. Go Thief. They do 2 points of damage. It's better than none, right? Better than none. So they do 2 points damage, so it's down to 8. But great shot. So Kalala, Boudica hits with an 11. Oh yes, here we go. 4 plus 3, 7. 1 hit point left. Cuts off a something, because we don't really know what it is. Cuts off something. Melee person hits. Cleric hits. Cleric gets a killing blow. D6 with their mace. 1 hit point. There you go. With 1 hit point, that kills whatever the hell this is. Psh, blood spurts everywhere. Probably make delicious steak. But we killed it. So that's 145 experience points for free. 145 XP. Something to bear in mind is... No, that's fine. There's only one fight that we had with... Well, 2. The goblins and the sturge. Right. So, turn counter. We're here. We move 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So we're here. Almost out. We're almost safe. We've almost made it, Watcher. We've almost watched it. We've almost made it. 1, 2, 3. So this is a no combat. This next one will be 1, 2, 3. We're here. That's the wrong dice. Don't get a 1. Good. That's a 5. 1, 2, 3, and we're out. And we're out. Overconfidence is a slow. It certainly is. These folks have just found that out, right? Yeah, and leaving your mages undefended is a bad move, right? That was foolish on my part to move the rear guard defender too far forward into the fight, thinking that we weren't going to get ambushed from behind. So right, I give 100 experience points for losing a comrade. So losing comrades has its advantage. So let's just make a note of that. So 100 for 100 XP for surviving, 100 XP for getting a colleague killed each. Right. They also liberated 698 copper pieces, 273 electrum pieces. They got 3 gems, which are worth 10 gold pieces, 50 gold pieces, and 100 gold pieces each. And they also liberated another 274 silver pieces. 274 silver pieces, right? So what's that? 27 gold pieces, 6 gold pieces, and 273, 207, 270, 70, 35, 135, 135 gold pieces, right? And some remainder, right? So 70, so that's 4 silver pieces in change, 98 copper pieces in change, and 1, no, yeah, so that should be a 6. 1 electrum piece. No one cares about electrum pieces normally, but yeah. And 10, 50, 100, 160 gold pieces worth of gems. So let's just note this down here. 160 gold pieces worth of gems. 27 of silver pieces. 6. And 136. 136. 3, 9. 9 carry 1. 6, 8, 11, 2. 329 gold pieces. So not great, but it's better than nothing. I've been in dungeons and come out with absolutely nothing. Exactly, right? Well, they got the Electrum is good. And the gems, they managed to get basically we got a chest in this big room. We got a chest in this room that had the Electrum and the gems in. If they had been smart, we could have ran away then, but we hadn't really done anything, so we think we were going to push in some more. But that was clearly a bad idea. Yeah, I just got unlucky, right? But we've learned a lesson, more rear guard. And we go back to Morgansfort, right? So back at Morgansfort, we've built a bridge to this abandoned fortress. So Morganfort's kind of like a Keep on the Borderlands, but for basic fantasy, right? So we get back to Morgansfort, and again we sign over the gold that we've made to the Lord, but we kind of book in the stuff. So that is, where are we? Over here. It's on the reverse side of this. There we go. So we book in. I calculated it and everything. Come back here. 329 gold pieces, right? Takes us to 1,054 gold pieces so far, right? Booked with the Lord, kept in the Lord's castle so he could go and spend it on stuff, whilst we frequent his facilities. At the same time, we're gonna have to find a new party member. So, and we'd only just learned from there that Schlander would have had Matoki give them their makeover, and that they'd like to give Matoki a makeover, and that they would have let Lushiku give them a makeover. So I've been using these campfire cards, right, which kind of give you a random thing, a random factoid about your characters or about the setting, so we can learn more about these fine folks as we go through our adventures. But yeah, cool. Well, I'm probably going to wrap up there. So thank you for turning up. I'll dish out the experience points, and I will head back into Morgansfort probably tomorrow. We'll see. Good times though. That was a surprise, but it went south quite as quick. And also, I'll roll up a new wizard or a new character. We'll see what we get. I'd like another wizard, but if I don't get a wizard, I don't get a wizard. But having 2 sleep spells in my party is pretty handy. Because in the first round, in the first adventure in here, we ran into about 35 kobolds in a room, And with 2 sleep spells, we got 2 high rolls and managed to like put 31 of them to sleep before the fight started. If only we'd killed them all, we wouldn't have been in this situation. So once again, the party kind of gets back and they dwell on the fact that if only they'd killed those blasted kobolds, their good friend Chlander would still be alive. Lessons were learned. Kill the monsters whilst they're asleep. But with that, thank you very much. Hope you all have fun and enjoy your Friday. I'm going to wrap things up. So long and good day.